Here we are looking at basic zebra puzzles. We're going to do basic 1, 2, and 3 from this packet here, and then you'll have a chance to try a few on your own. I'm going to do it here on Brainzilla. So, basic 1 zebra puzzle. These are similar to logic puzzles. I've got 3 houses, 3 colors, and 3 nationalities to fill in this little grid here. First clue, the Spanish lives directly to the right of the red house. Okay, I can't really do anything with that yet because I don't know where the red house is. The Norwegian lives in the blue house. I don't know that either, so I don't know where to put Norwegian or blue. But the Italian lives in house 2. Great. House 2, nationality, I'm going to put Italian. Okay, and notice that now that I've used that clue, we can cross it off. We're done with it. The Spanish lives directly to the right of the red house. Let me come back to that clue. I can't put the Spanish in house number 1 because it would have to be to the right of the red. But if I put Spanish here, the red house would have to be to the left, but there's no house to the left. So that doesn't work. I'll have to put the Spanish here. And it says the Spanish is directly to the right of the red house. So Spanish needs to be on the right from red. Red has to go here. Norwegian lives in the blue house. Well, the Norwegian can only go within this final nationality house, number 1. So that is the blue house, and the last one is the white house. Okay, that's the basic one there, basic 1. Basic 2, we have still 3 houses, colors, nationalities, but now animals and sports as well. The Brazilian does not live in house 2. Okay, that's helpful, but I can't put it in 1 or 3 yet because I'm not sure where. Person with the dogs plays basketball. I can't do anything with that yet. Let me just skip to the last clue here. The German lives in house 3. Sometimes you're going to have to jump around and find the best clue to use right away. Something where you can put a category down right away. So German lives in house 3. Do that right there. Done with that clue. How about this? There is 1 house between the house of the person who plays football and the red house on the right. What this clue is telling me is that football and red have to be on the ends here with 1 house between. So it's got to go football, house in between, red house. So I can put for a fact house number 1 is football. And then there's something in between. It doesn't say what that house is, just that it's a house. And then the red house goes on the other side on the right. So house number 3 is red. Okay. What other clue? The person with the fishes lives directly to the left of the person with the cats. The person with the dogs lives directly to the right of the green house. Okay. And the Brazilian doesn't live in house 2. I think I can use this clue now because I can't put the Brazilian in house 2 or house 3 because that's the German. So the Brazilian has to be house 1, which means the house 2 can only be the Australian. Okay, done there. When you are doing this on your hard copies, if you choose to print them out or do them on here, I would suggest crossing off the nationalities once we're done with them, and even like cross off, what do we use? Red, cross off red here, just so you have you're able to keep track of what you still need to do. Okay, the person with the dogs plays basketball. Well, that could be either house 2 or 3, but the dogs can't go in house 1 because that already has a sport. Person with the dogs lives directly to the right of the greenhouse. So that can't, we already said dogs can't go here. The person with the fishes lives directly to the left of the person with the cats. We said dogs can't go in house 1. Cats can also not go in house 1 because then the fishes would have to go to the left of house 1. If I put cats here, I can't, there's no way I can put fishes to the left. So cats can't go here, dogs can't go here. This has to be the fishes. Person with the fishes lives directly to the left of the cats. If it says directly, that means cats has to be 1 next to it. So that's the cats. Last one has to be the dogs. Dogs live to the right of the greenhouse, making house number 2 green and house number 1 blue. And the person with the dogs plays basketball. So that's house 3, basketball. House 2, soccer. And we're done. That's basic 2. Basic 3, if you think you got the hang of this now, I would encourage you to press pause and see what clues you can fill out on here. My eye is drawn to the second house is black clue. House number 2 That's got to be black. Done with that. There are 2 houses between the person who likes bowling and the person who likes swimming. The only thing about this clue is I could go like this, bowling and swimming, then there would be 2 houses between. But notice there's another clue about bowling, and bowling has to go to the right of the person who likes tennis. So bowling can't go on the left because then tennis would have to go to the left for bowling to be on the right. So that doesn't work. I'll come back to that clue in a minute. But let's look at this clue right here. There are 2 houses between the person who likes horses and butterflies on the right. This on the right part tells me, okay, the butterflies has to go in house 4 because in order for there to be 2 houses between, it would have to be, what is this, animal? Horses here and butterflies there. Okay, got that one. 2 houses between horses and butterflies. There's 1 house between the person who likes handball and the white house on the right. If there's just 1 house, I'm not sure if handball goes here and white house goes here, or if maybe handball goes in house 2 and white house goes in house 4. The British lives in the first house. I can use that, just like that. The American lives directly to the left of the person who likes turtles. That's interesting. Can we do anything with that? The turtles can only go in house 2 or house 3. If I were to put the turtles in house 2, I don't think that would work because then I'd have to put Americans to the left. I already got the British there. So that tells me the turtles has to go in house 3, American, house 2. Again, at any point, if you want to rethink through what was just said, pause the video, rewind it, so you can understand the logic here. The final animal for house 2 has to be dolphins. There's 1 house between the horses and the red house on the right. Well, here's the horses. It has to go horses, 1 house in between, red house. So that has to be house number 3. Doing good here. There's 1 house between the Irish and the person who likes handball on the left. Okay, so handball goes on the left, then a house, then Irish. Well, Irish could go in house 3 or 4. Handball could go in any of these, so I'm not sure about this clue yet. There's 1 house between the person who likes handball and the white house on the right. That's helpful. If the white house has to be on the right, it can't be house number 1. It would have to be 4, which makes house number 1 the final color of blue. And again, back to this clue, it has to go handball, house in between, white. So handball would have to be in house 2. House in between is 3, and the white house is number 4. Okay, now back to that handball clue. Here it is. There's 1 person between the Irish and the person who likes handball on the left, which means it goes handball, house in between, and then Irish. So handball, house in between, house number 4 is Irish. Okay, only a couple left. The nationality for 3 has to be Canadian. We know that bowling and swimming go on the ends, which means house 3 can't be bowling or swimming. It has to be tennis. The person who likes bowling lives to the right of the person who likes tennis. Well, if this is tennis, that's bowling, and that's swimming. Done. Okay? So for your assignment here, there are, I believe, a total of 8 puzzles, and there's 5 more that we haven't done. Movie night you can do, and then the final 4, fancy hotels, bike riding, who owns the crocodile, and barbershop. How that's going to work for your grade: 7 out of 10 if you can do 1 more puzzle besides any of these 3, and 10 out of 10 points if you can do 2 more puzzles besides what you just saw. Email me with questions, send me your work as you're going along, and yeah, let me know if you have any questions.